Okay, I ain't got much time. I ain't got much fucking time because I got a whole bunch of shit on here once again that I need to upload. So they ain't giving me much time. But this the shit that I want to talk about today. First of all, a lot of males probably really don't understand how to interact with adult women. Now, let me just go back for a second and do a disclaimer. If what I got to say triggers you in any type of motherfucking way, just know that that's a you fucking problem, not a me problem. Because if you're triggered by something that I say, that means that's some shit that you need to fucking work on. So don't jump in my inbox, DM, or none of that bullshit trying to have some type of verbal warfare with me, as Wu-Tang say. Because that shit, you gonna write a check that your ass can't cash. It's what's gonna end up happening. Okay? So let me go back to my original point. I hope that y'all can see me because the sunlight is reflected in the phone and I really can't see y'all. Alright. Let me tell you this. A lot of males that I see have an intimidation factor or either a dislike for women who are strong in their power. And what do I mean by that? Women who are self-aware, who have self-awareness, women who have a sense of kinship, responsibility, women who are empowered, self-empowered. You know what I'm saying? Confident. Strong. There are some males who have an issue with that. Notice I said males and not men. So I'm gonna see if it's some type of way that I can intervene and give some words to these males, or give it not really influence or encouragement, but just give them something to think about if they are thinkers. I am a thinker, and I am also a woman, and it's just some things that, maybe you need to hear. Maybe nobody told you, maybe you don't have an understanding and coming to your own conclusion, I guess you believe that, things are supposed to be done a certain way. But there's always an exception to the rule. Now, when you're dealing with a mature woman, and I don't mean cougars and shit like that. I'm talking about a mature woman, a woman who has all the previously stated qualities that I have. Better yet, that's a better title. If you're dealing with a quality woman, a queen, understand that what she expects from you is reciprocity. Okay? A lot, and I mean a lot, of relationships is one-sided. And they've been one-sided for so motherfucking long that a lot of males believe that it's supposed to stay that way. A lot of males believe that any changes that see in a relationship, or that goes in a relationship or with the person, the one-sidedness shouldn't change. Here's what I mean by one-sidedness. You got somebody that's always giving to you in some type of way, but you're not reciprocating what's being given to you. And that goes across the board. Mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, whatever the dynamics is of your relationship, you're not giving that back. For males this is also for males who feel like women have a place. This is for males who feel like they should be head of the household simply because they are male. They have not done a motherfucking thing to prove to their significant other why she should forfeit or surrender or revoke what's the word I'm looking for? Why she should revoke any type of leadership or I don't want to use policing or governing. I don't want to use those words. But males feel like just because they was born the gender of male, that automatically entitles them to be head of the household. That, in fact, is either society-based teaching, or it could possibly be generational teaching, but nonetheless, it is a false teaching. Because in a household, there can be two leaders, and there should be two leaders for the main fact is that everyone have a part to play. Everybody got a position to play. Now, for you to think that just because you're a male and just because you have a penis that you should be head of household, let me just explain that motherfucking misogynistic bitch nigga shit, because that's what the fuck it is. Now, I'm just gonna keep it real. That is straight bitch nigga shit. When you are not providing or assisting in providing in an environment where the woman, the queen of the house, feels safe, feels secure, and feels trustworthy in your leadership. And for her to feel that way, you have to be able to prove that. And I'm not talking about these little fucking girls you be running around with that get an attitude because you can't get her fucking nails done. But see, these are the type of fucking girls that a lot of males choose to fuck with, because these girls give those males a false sense of security. You know, you feel like you get her nails done or you'll pay a bill, you know, and that you feel like that puts you in a category of leadership. And she further feeds that shit to your fucking ego because she try to play the damsel in distress. You know, a lot of y'all niggas like that shit, that damsel in distress, that, you know, I needs me a man and I do anything to have me a man. Well, let me tell you something, bitch. I'm a goddess and I need a whole motherfucking king, okay? A king. Because, see, the difference between man and the king is that not only is the king self-aware, but a king is directly attached to the God that is within him. So we're able to communicate on every motherfucking level. You understand? So he is never threatened by my sense of superiority in who I am. He's not threatened by that. And this is what I'm saying in our culture as a whole, or in general, is that I understand everybody was raised different. I understand everybody's definition of love is different. And even taking that into consideration, we may not know everything that love is to a T, because we define it by our circumstances and by our emotions. That's why everybody have a different definition of it. So we may not understand what it is to a T, but we know like a motherfucker what love ain't. And what love ain't is deceitful and disrespectful and fucking judging and all of the negative aspects. And it's not those things, not because love isn't perfect. It's not those things because there's a balance. There's a balance. Those aforementioned things that I spoke on within a relationship: envy, jealousy, deceit, lying, you know, any type of abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, narcissism, what you call it, personality disorders, psychotic, all of those negative attributes that is in oneself or is in one partner in a relationship, that ain't balance, baby. And that ain't motherfucking love. You know what balance is in a loving relationship? Because for everything good, what I mean by balance is for every positive there's a negative. You understand what I'm saying? For example, even in mathematics, 2 negatives equal a positive. So let me tell you what balance in a relationship is. Balance in a loving relationship is, you know what? I know that, you know, we both work, but for some reason, you feel like, because I'm the woman, that I'm supposed to always do the dishes. But motherfucker, you can do the dishes too. Or maybe we need to figure out a schedule where if I have to do the dishes, then you be the one to cook. But I'm not going to be doing all the housework just because I'm a woman. See, that's like that's a balance in the relationship that you may want to go through with your partner. I'm not trying to put nothing in nobody's relationship, but you understand what I'm saying. That's like a healthy balance to say, you know, we can have a dialogue and this is fixable. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about this, and this is something in our relationship that bothers me or bothers one of us, and so, you know, this is fixable. Not any form of fucking disrespect, deceit, lies, manipulation, and all that other fucking bullshit. And here's where reciprocity come in at. You know, because what I never understood, and maybe this is why some people feel like I'm masculine, but at this point, I don't give a fuck. And yes, Judas is included. Judas feels like I'm masculine, but Judas is a whole bitch, and that's another story. But let me tell you something about reciprocity. When you're dealing with the mature woman, because this is the subject that I got back on. Baby, women want reciprocity. We don't have to be married for us to give reciprocity to each other. Do unto me as you want me to do unto you. It's just that motherfucking simple. If you know you want to be taken care of, nigga, if you know you want to be, you know, babied and catered to, then I deserve that too. I want that for me. I want the intimacy where I know that no matter what, I can be secure in my partner. You know, that couple shit. You know what I'm saying? And I guess everybody ain't like that. You know, I guess, you know, I don't know. But I know I need security within my relationship. I need to be able to build with my partner. And so, while I'm babying you, let's just say that, you know, I'm not trying to degrade nobody. You know, it ain't no fucking secret. Y'all niggas like to be baby. I don't give a fuck how old y'all niggas is. This is why y'all have fits. You know, this is why y'all have fits when you're not getting enough attention from your partner. But okay, you know, I get it. But my point I'm trying to make is, you want attention. You know, you want sole attention on you. It should be a time set up for that. But understand that, you know, when we had those moments and when we set up those times, because life get busy, you know, when we got shit outside of us that is a priority as well. When we get together and have those times and you're being baby, you must understand that I want that too. But maybe my form of babying isn't your form. So understand me so that you can cater to me the way I need to be tended to, and I can cater to you the way you need to be tended to. All within one motherfucking session. All within one session. It ain't got to be different days set up for this shit, but it's called reciprocity. If you know you want to be taken care of mentally, emotionally, you know, physically, understand that your partner wants those things for herself too. Why the fuck do you think because we're labeled strong, that means that we should go without? Why is the word strength used against us when in fact it should be celebrated? Because oftentimes in our culture, due to systemic issues that were set up a certain way, women had nothing to rely on but their strength and their spirituality. That is what held a culture together, a community together, a family together. Not 100% of the time. There are some exceptions, but oftentimes it was the women. So why should that be downgraded and disrespected, and you feel like, oh, all right, I need her to do this for me, but I ain't got to do nothing for her because she been all right all this time and she'll be all right? What makes you think that we are undeserving because we are strong? Reciprocity is grown people talk. You can't fucking run around and not participate in developing a healthy household and call yourself a leader. I don't give a fuck that you's a man. Nobody gives a fuck that you know your gender is male based. If you're not giving 100% of yourself into that household, and let me tell you what that means. You have to be involved in the lives of the children in a healthy manner. You have to be involved in the inventory of the household. You have to be involved with your significant other. Like, you have to give 100, and I'm talking for people that is in relationships. In relationships. Because a lot of people I know are in relationships, and once again, it's one-sided. It's one-sided. The women are doing the bulk of the work to keep the relationship together. And if they are not putting in the bulk of the work to keep the relationship together, then it would not be a relationship. And it wouldn't be a stable relationship, even if it were. It would not be stable. She is over loving. She is over giving. And she's getting the bare minimum. Probably less than the minimum. Probably less than the minimum. And let me just throw this in there to the sisters, right? Let me just throw this in there to the sisters. Baby, this was my fucking last relationship with Judas taught me. If you're going to settle, at the very least, settle for what you deserve. Why the fuck would you keep settling for less than you deserve? That is not self-love. That is not divine. That is not self-care. That is not self-love and appreciation. It's not. Now, you know, it's one thing if you know, because we all at some point of our relationship have chosen to settle on some things. But when you start entering or start transitioning into a healthy relationship, it is not settling. It is compromising a little bit. And when you get to this point in your relationship, you are compromising in all fairness. Like the example I used before. You're not settling. Settling is demeaning. It is disrespect to yourself. So if you're going to settle, at least settle for what the fuck you deserve. Stop settling for less than what the fuck you deserve. You know what that says to me? I don't know about anybody else, because I'm real serious about this self-love. I'm so serious about catering to the goddess in me that, you know, I look at the other people's situations and I've come to this conclusion. It must be either, it could be a number of things. Yourself suffers with self-esteem issues to where as though you feel like you can't get nobody else. You know, you suffer from complacency. And everybody knows that when you're complacent and when you're comfortable, nothing fucking grows in that shit. Alright? You, excuse me. I lost my train of thought, and it's because, you know, it's just really like, you know, frustrating. And I'm not expecting everybody to be on the same journey as me. I'm not expecting everybody to, you know, I don't have these fucking talks just so I could try to make you feel some type of way. That's not that. When I'm having moments of self-discovery and I'm going through shit, I want to share it. I feel like I need to fucking share it. And it's not a need to try to make nobody feel the way. But if I could tap into something that could give you a different perspective, and vice versa, maybe you could give me a fucking different perspective. But I do know that settling is fucking like self-sacrificial and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you sacrificing everything about yourself for the embetterment of somebody else. So and remember, there's always a fucking winner and a loser in fucking settling. So you fucking losing. While the person that's benefiting off you is settling. And do I want separation of black families and black couples? Hell motherfucking no, I don't want that shit. Because where's my easy pass? Hold on. Hell no, I don't want that shit because damn, I'm gonna have to pay this motherfucker because I don't know what the fuck I did my easy pass for. I'm gonna have to pay this motherfucking toll. I may have. Fuck it. Alright. Oh shit, there you go. Oh, got it. No, I don't want separation of black couples and black families. This is not what this is about. You know, this is not what this is about. What I'm saying to you is this, right? I want black couples to thrive. I want black couples to be better. It's not about separation. It's about being better. You know, and what I notice is that a lot of men are not being honest with themselves and they're not doing the work. And I can only speak one directional because I am not gay. With no disrespect to any gender that, you know, live an alternative lifestyle. All I'm saying is that that's not my lifestyle. You know, I like men and I'm speaking on my experiences based with men. And a lot of men are not honest with themselves. You know, they don't say to themselves, or they don't have a moment of clarity like, listen, there's some weak areas that I have with myself, and I'm going to do the work that I need to strengthen them areas so that I can be a productive man, or I can be an asset to the family dynamic. They don't do that. They try to project their weaknesses onto women because certain women have their strengths. Like I said, they stand in their power, and motherfuckers is intimidated to feel some type of way about that. And so they project their own insecurities and their weaknesses onto women. And the minute that a woman stands up for herself, or she begins to understand who she is, her role in the family dynamic, and she begins to find her power and stand strong on power, it becomes intimidating to her male counterpart, and he looks for a way out of the relationship. So he begins to self-sabotage the relationship, you know, or cheat with bitches that he feel is not a challenge to his manhood. Meanwhile, he's not doing anything to better himself as a man, as an individual, or as an asset to any family dynamic. He's not doing that. He's running around trying to place blame and find a way of escapism of who he really is. My nigga, if you ain't shit, then you ain't shit. And it don't have to be a level of admission that you tell me, or that you tell, you know, your significant other, or that you tell anybody. But have a moment to be real enough with yourself. Look that fucking man in the mirror, and again, if it don't apply, let it fly. Because any of y'all motherfuckers come in my inbox or my DM, it's gonna be a fucking problem. Because whatever it is that I'm saying, I'm going back to my disclaimer. Whatever I'm saying or what I'm talking about, my nigga, if it's not for you, then it shouldn't be triggering. If anything I'm saying is not related to you, it shouldn't be a trigger for you. If it's a trigger for you, that's your fucking problem. It is not my problem. And you're not going to drag me into your problem because I'm shedding a light on this shit. To me, these is like some serious issues that's going on in our community, in our relationships. Because the black family dynamic is important. And for y'all motherfuckers to not take accountability for who you are when you're the only one that could fix it. Stop fucking being so codependent on women to fix every fucking thing for you. And this is what I'm saying. We have a certain amount of strength, and when you know that we stand strong in our power, why the fuck do you got second and third jobs for us to fucking do? We're trying to do the best that we can with ourselves so that we can be good to you and good to our children and be an asset also from a feminine aspect into the family dynamics. So why the fuck, if you got all this fucking baggage, Why you feel like you could drop it off in our motherfucking lap? And we supposed to band-aid and glue and stitch and sew and all of this shit and try to fix it for you? Why the fuck you not interested or even masculine enough to come to terms with the type of man you really are and do the necessary work to fix it? However the work is done, whether you need counseling, whether you need physical therapy, whether you need your own form of self-care, you know, however it is that you need to get the work done, why don't y'all do that? And I'm not talking about not taking accountability for who you are and keep trying to dump that shit on somebody else or trying to make somebody else responsible for who you are. Like, a lot of this shit goes way back to our upbringing. And this is why even the good book say, if you want to refer to Christianity, say, when I was a child, I thought as a child and did childish things. But when I became a man, my thought process changed. You need to step into your kingship. You need to, that's what the fuck you need to do. And stop looking to place blame, because at some point in your life, you got to take responsibility. Yes, we was raised a certain way. Yes, you know, we may have learned behaviors from what we saw or, you know, the way we grew up. Or even if somebody told us verbally, taught us, indoctrinated us, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But as an adult, you have to decipher what works for you and what does not work for you. As an adult. It is no motherfucking way niggas out here should be 40 plus years old, 35 plus years old, still having a mentality of a 17, 18, or even 20 something year old. Because at this point in your life, you done been through some shit, and you have to decide for yourself the shit that ain't working for you no more, and why it's not working for you no more, and what you could do to change your life or change shit about you that actually will work for you. Because turning around and saying, well, you know, I don't want to date a woman my age, I like young girls. You ain't doing nothing but running from responsibility of who you are. You're not taking accountability for who you are as a male. You running around fucking dating girls that you can ID with from a young fucking age. That means there was no growth there. But then you want to date a mature, you know, when you do date a mature woman, you expect her to like remother you or something. No, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. We do not enter relationships with you because we want to be your motherfucking parent. If your mama ain't did good enough job, that's not our motherfucking problem. We enter relationships because we saw the potential in you of being a great partner. And when you enter the dynamic of a relationship, we are now going to discuss, you know, as we go along, what we can do to better our relationship, to keep our bond, tighten our bond with each other. Not because, oh, well, you know, I had a fucked up life, or I grew up kind of fucked up, and, you know, now I'm looking for somebody to, I could depend on them. And the way I depend on her is I need her to depend on me so I can feel better as a man. But I only need her to depend on me as far as feeding my ego. Other than that, I don't have anything to offer to the relationship. You know, yeah, I want to be the fucking leader. I want to run this shit. I want to control this shit. Nah. You know, and again, you know, I'm just speaking from, you know, my experiences, you know, and I'll touch on, you know, Judas another time, I guess. And if you have anything that you want to add, that is, you know, perfectly fine. Because I'm all ears, because this is a learning process for all of us. And I'm not trying to act like I'm nobody motherfucking teacher. I'm not trying to act like that, because there's a lot of shit I don't know. Every relationship is different. Everybody's relationship is tailored to them in their own different way. But I'm talking about my experience. All right? And I'm sick of these fucking boys to men ass niggas. I'm sick of them. I'm so fucking sick of them that I'm fucking sick of them. And they helping me to lose fucking weight, because I ain't even got no appetite to eat. I'm so fucking sick of them. Oh, raggedy ass motherfuckers wanna, you know, like I can't, you know. See, now I'm stuttering because I'm so upset at the facts, because this goes on rampantly in our culture. People don't necessarily always speak up about it or speak out about it, because as much as somebody is hurting us, we don't necessarily want to embarrass them either, you know. But I mean, I'm just really like a realist, and I'm trying to figure some shit out. And along the way, you know, I said, let me just do these shits real quick and just, I don't know, continue to, you know, pray for our people. I want us to get better as a whole. Please, y'all have a blessed, you know, a loving day.